A single envelope marked SW1 Confidential arrived in William's red box at dawn, and courtiers swear the prince read it twice before murmuring, "No going back." This matters because the document outlines how a future King William V could erase the Sussex titles with one signature, a move that would stun Westminster, electrify California, and test the very glue holding the crown together. Our tale begins with a rumor that Buckingham lawyers, at Charles's request, quietly mapped every legal road to protect Archie and Lilibet's birthright while isolating the parents who keep weaponizing their styles for clicks and contracts. That matrix now sits on William's desk, annotated in his own hand. Option D, Sovereign Proclamation. Option E, Peerage Bill if Commons mood allows. Sources say the trigger was a May podcast clip where Meghan's gift card flaunted Her Royal Highness despite the 2020 accord banning the couple from commercial Her Royal Highness use. William, already seething over Spare's broadside, asked aides whether ignoring the breach looked weak. The reply, leaked to The Times, warned 61% of under 30 Brits see rule bending as privilege writ large. Add rising Republican chatter in Scotland and Australia and the prince's patience finally frayed. Inside camp William planners talk of reputational inoculation, arguing that a lean crown cannot carry titles brandished as celebrity currency. Yet stripping a peerage is no quick swipe. Precedent says an Act of Parliament or a sovereign's letters patent tied to conduct prejudicial to the realm is required, and Downing Street prefers to keep royal blood off its legislative timetable this side of a cost-of-living election. Privately, Charles counsels caution, still hoping his boys reconcile before he yields the scepter. Camilla, scorched by Harry's memoir, is said to whisper swift surgery heals fastest. And, ever frank, wants clarity before coronation year 2. Even Edward, mildest of brothers, frets about a precedent that could boomerang on Beatrice or Eugenie if their business deals hit tabloids. Meanwhile, the Sussex camp briefs US outlets that title talk proves William fears their brand. Spotify producers eye a fresh special, Royal Redux, ready to roll the minute any formal move drops. Public sentiment is a pendulum. A new Savanta Pulse poll finds 54% back William removing Her Royal Highness styling if Harry signs another tell-all, but only 38% support pulling Duke and Duchess status outright. In the Shire's older voters call it overdue tough love. On London college campuses students quote TikTok lawyers about feudal overreach. Data analysts inside the Cabinet Office feed those numbers to Kensington every 48 hours. William supposedly circles spikes in green ink and notes which talking head hits coincided. The legal maze twists deeper. Parliamentary clerks confirm a Peerage Withdrawal Act last surfaced in 1917 when George V rebuked German cousins. Scholars argue modern ministers could fast-track a similar bill if national interest demanded. Yet Harry retains fifth place in line. Excising him prompts hard questions about slim succession risk. One Privy Council brief floats a surgical fix, suspend, not extinguish, the dukedom, rendering it dormant until Archie's majority, provided he swears undivided allegiance to the monarch. Critics call that hostage politics, supporters hail it as modern nuance. Meghan's defenders spin another thread, that William shields the Sussexes from a crueler fate ordered by hardline courtiers. Royal watcher Jenny Bond fuels the narrative, claiming the prince vetoed a 2022 plan that would have publicly humiliated his brother by revoking styles during the Platinum Jubilee. Bond's quote, "William stayed the axe to spare Harry a global insult," now circulates as proof the heirs still harbour brotherly embers beneath scorched earth. Yet palace insiders counter that William stalled only because the Queen, alive then, forbade family wars during her milestone year. Conspiracy, inevitably, enters stage left. Reddit sleuths argue the Sussex titles are bargaining chips in secret Gulf trade talks. Saudi envoys allegedly asked London to demonstrate discipline at home before finalising an £8 billion green energy fund. A Moscow-linked channel claims MI6 wants Harry's rank clipped to limit intelligence briefings spilling West Coast side. In Westminster pubs MPs joke the real motive is simpler. A monarch can't risk a part-time duke live-streaming coronation secrets on a lifestyle app. Financial stakes loom. Intellectual property filings list Sussex royal trademarks dormant yet still potentially lucrative. Any title loss could tank their brand value by an estimated £18 million across future books, skincare and children's media. Agency contracts contain material diminution of prestige clauses. Hollywood lawyers quietly model scenarios, rebrand around Markle, pivot to humanitarian first names only, or fight in UK courts citing Elizabeth II's wedding day grant as inviolable. One entertainment banker sighs, their valuation swings on one Buckingham press release, no studio likes that volatility. Behind headlines, raw family tension simmers. George overheard playground chatter that Uncle Harry's kids aren't real royals and asked Catherine if crowns come off like badges. Charlotte, protective, drafted a bedtime apology card to her cousins but tucked it away when Louis spilled milk over the crane crest. William, hearing Charlotte sniffle, allegedly muttered more collateral, then scheduled a photo call hugging a children's hospice patient to reset narrative from feud to duty. The image generated 1.9 million Instagram likes in 12 hours, Palace metrics label such spikes sympathy counterweights. Across the Atlantic, Harry prepped a subtle counter. Friends say he recorded a never-aired segment with an eminent British journalist, No Oprah Fireworks, where he acknowledges past rage, praises William's climate work and says, "Titles never made me a father." The tape sits in a Montecito safe, release contingent on what Charles will tolerate. Meghan, meanwhile, signed biscuits for community college grads from Her Royal Highness the Duchess, insisting private stationery breaches no agreement, royal aides disagree, and that semantic loop may prove William's final straw. Historical perspective sharpens drama. Edward VIII lost a throne yet remained Duke of Windsor, proof the crown historically avoids title stripping due to global optics. Henry VIII, conversely, axed the Howard dukedom mid-treason trial in 1547. The pendulum across 5 centuries shows monarchy alternates between mercy and muscle. Observers ask which phase William embodies as generational headwinds push less pomp, more relevance. Key dates loom. Charles' medical review July 18 could dictate how soon William reigns. The Commonwealth Heads Summit in August needs a distraction-free agenda. Advisors whisper an edict sad-smiled as administrative housekeeping could land right after, when global media heads home. On September 20, the House of Commons returns. Republicans plan to table the Hereditary Responsibility Bill demanding DNA verification for all successors, hoping to piggyback off Sussex noise. Amid grand chess moves, small kindness flickers. Camilla urges Charles to invite Harry for a private Clarence House dinner after the Invictus Gala in London. Protocol would require Will's assent. Some think he might, offering a last bridge, accept diminished styles voluntarily, keep courtesy Duke, spare parliamentary drama. Harry might grab the lifeline. Meghan might not. One palace wag quips, this saga could end with 2 signatures and a handshake, or the next season of The Crown writes itself. Metrics shape decisions in real time. Social listening dashboards show #strip the titles trends peak for 18 hours then sag. Sympathy hashtags rise when Archie or Lilibet appear in cozy birthday snaps. Treasury cost-benefit briefs note security savings from title removal versus backlash costs if Netflix dramatizes royal retaliation. Department for Digital mulls new influencer labeling rules, partly to head off Sussex merch controversies. Even tourism boards weigh in. Visit Britain fears downgrading Hollywood royals might dent US visitor curiosity by 3%, a £120 million hit. In the end, everything again circles William's envelope. Should Charles pass the crown sooner than expected, the prince can issue those letters patent before Parliament swears fealty, shielding the act from immediate debate. If Charles reigns beyond 2027, ministers may press William to wait, citing election year sensitivities. For now the draft sits locked beside his Earthshot briefing, marked for accession eyes only. One aide claims William sometimes fingers the seal while reciting his coronation oath under breath, rehearsing the moment duty eclipses kin. So where does that leave us tonight? Suspense thick as Balmoral fog, stats tilting hour by hour, and a royal family poised between conciliation and constitutional rupture. In our next episode we'll follow the paper trail to the House of Lords Library, where an obscure 1919 appendix may hand Harry a surprise defensive weapon, an ancient clause shielding wartime veterans from peerage forfeiture. If royal cliffhangers set your pulse racing, gently tap like, consider subscribing, and ring that discreet little bell. The very next notice in the court circular could redraw the royal map before your morning coffee.